With the convergence of top tier operation models and data architecture, it could be argued that the real competitive advantage now lies in the proprietary context and reliability of a data platform. If you can manage the risks like hallucination and technical debt, perhaps agentic workflows are the way to deal with these issues. That's what we're exploring in this week's deep dive based on the Data Pro newsletter from April 22, 2026. And don't forget to check out the audio podcast on this as well. It's available on all podcast platforms. It's actually a much deeper dive for data professionals.
All right, let's just put it out there. Prompting, that was really just the warm up. If you've been paying attention to the massive tectonic shift happening in AI right now, you know the battleground is completely moving. It's moving away from the models themselves and directly into your data platform. In this explainer, we're going to dive into exactly why this is happening and how it changes, well, pretty much everything about how we architect AI systems today. Samuel Williams over at datapro.news totally hit the nail on the head when he wrote, "The model is the reasoning engine, the data platform is the control plane." I mean, really think about that for a second. We've spent the last couple of years absolutely obsessing over which model is the smartest, right? But as these models become more and more capable, the differentiator isn't the reasoning engine anymore. It's the environment it operates within. It's all about the control plane. So, here is our roadmap for today. We'll unpack this shift step by step, starting with the AI inflection point, then why context is the new differentiator, the shift to workflows, how we're fixing AI hallucinations at the infrastructure level, and finally, a practical build plan for 2026. Okay, kicking things off with part one, the AI inflection point. We are looking specifically at models evolving into long running agents. Just look at Anthropic's Project Glasswing, their Claude Mythos preview that's prioritized for defensive cybersecurity. Now, beyond the usual hype of parameter counts, what does this actually signal to us? It signals a profound shift toward autonomous, multi-agent orchestration. You see, we're no longer just preparing for bigger models. We have to prepare for AI agents that behave like long-running jobs. And long-running jobs require incredibly strict, robust control planes because the cost of a silent failure rises dramatically the longer an agent is operating autonomously. Moving right along to section two, context beats frontier models. Let's explore why your proprietary context is now your true primary differentiator. Remember the old era? You basically hitched your wagon to one specific provider. You picked a winning model and just hoped it pulled you forward. But those easy gains, they're behind us. Top-tier models are actually compressing into a really narrow performance band for mainstream enterprise tasks. So the new strategy is a globally connected approach, where making a model swap is cheap. You really shouldn't lock yourself into one permanent model dependency. Instead, we need to build stable interfaces so we can swap models out easily without, causing emergency refactors. Your proprietary context, your semantic layer, your retrieval quality, that is now your only real differentiator. All right, part three, workflows replace simple prompts. The basic unit of deployment is radically shifting toward designing for authority. We are absolutely moving away from those single turn generation prompts, shifting instead to multi-step, DAG-based agentic workflows. Essentially, these are strict, one-way flowcharts where steps absolutely must verify before they can move forward. What does that mean in plain English? It means production AI now requires verification loops built exactly like our data pipelines. The agent is simply the consumer and the data platform is its execution environment. So, data engineers, you are no longer just shipping tables for human dashboards, you're literally shipping the conditions for safe automation. Every single step in a workflow has to be checked against authoritative sources before any downstream steps can happen. 1 million. That is a massive number. We're talking about the million token scale context windows that are now being pushed by new state-space models and post-transformer architectures. This shift completely changes the latency and cost profiles we're used to, and the pipeline design implication for us is immediate. And because of these massive new context windows, hard-coding your chunk logic, yeah, that is pure technical debt. Hard-coded chunk sizes, max token settings, and retrieval depths tuned to last quarter's model are completely outdated. And here's the truly vital thing to remember. Throwing a larger context at an agent doesn't fix bad semantics. It literally amplifies the blast radius of your bad data. If you feed an agent contradictory definitions inside a massive context window, you aren't making it smarter, you're just confusing it at scale. You absolutely have to make your chunking and context profiles configurable per model. Which brings us to section 4, fixing AI hallucinations. It is time to completely reframe how we think about AI making things up, treating it strictly as an infrastructure problem. The old strategy was so passive, wasn't it? Just rolling the dice, upgrading the model, and hoping for better reasoning. But hallucinations are an infrastructure problem. Models have what's called parametric knowledge bias, meaning their baked in training weights will sometimes disagree with the actual facts, so they just override them. You fix this not by crossing your fingers for a smarter model, but by building a stronger substrate to literally force correct retrieval. It's like using a crane for precision building rather than just leaving things to chance. Semantic correctness and freshness must beat out the model's internal biases. Freshness beats cleverness. A strong retrieval system beats a slightly better reasoning score every single time. And part of that infrastructure upgrade has to be governance. Governance has to evolve from those dusty, ignored policy scrolls into a strict, high-tech interface. It's actually hardening into protocols right now, like MCP, the Model Context Protocol, to standardize tool discovery. Just think about it. If you let every single team just bolt tools onto agents haphazardly, you are going to create an operational nightmare of invisible data exfiltration risks and massive agent sprawl. Treating tool access as a core part of your data platform's permission boundaries is absolutely vital. So, we've talked a lot about the theory and the shifts. How do we actually make this real? Let's dive into Section 5, the 2026 build plan, and look at the practical pipeline shift for the next quarter. To execute this, we need an architecture defined by absolute clarity. We're talking a really crisp lean Claire style approach to our systems, where boundaries are distinct, clean, and totally unambiguous. We have to build 5 contextual layers as runtime primitives. We've got semantic context for machine-readable business definitions, temporal context for freshness, relational context for knowledge graphs, quality context for trust signals, and governance context for tool discovery. These 5 layers must be built as runtime primitives right now, because without them, an agent's raw capability simply turns into massive organizational risk. Tactically, this changes everything. In the old era, trust metadata was basically locked away in a birdcage, trapped inside human dashboards. But an autonomous agent can't exactly look at a dashboard pie chart to decide if data is trustworthy, right? So in the new era, you need query time authority, breaking out of that cage. You need metrics like a data quality score or a last validated at timestamp, injected directly into the agent's context. If trust stays trapped in a visual dashboard, your agent simply cannot use it to make safe decisions. So here is your concrete action plan. Step 1, build those 5 contextual layers. 2, ship queryable trust metadata. 3, make your chunking configurable. 4, treat hallucination risk as a real production metric, tracking grounding and refusal rates as service-level objectives. And 5, standardize tool permissions early. I promise you, following these exact 5 steps will transform your data platform from a passive supplier of tables into the robust reality layer that autonomous workflows actually demand. To wrap up this explainer, I really want to leave you with a provocative thought. Is your data platform truly ready to be the control plane for the next generation of autonomous AI workers? Because as these agents start acting way more like employees than simple functions, it is time to stop treating them like magic boxes and start engineering their reality. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and good luck building out there.
Thanks for checking this out today. Don't forget you can connect with other data professionals worldwide on our growing school platform. It's all linked in the description, so pop along, come in, have a chat, and check out the exclusive resources there for data professionals like you. And if you haven't done so already, please feel free to like, share, or subscribe to the channel.